There's another universe. Please make some noise.
Hey, my little raggities, what is up? How are we doing? How are we feeling? If you are new here, I am Raina Swan, aka your new book bestie, aka Big Raggedy, period. So today we are going over this stack of spooky books that I cannot wait to get into. I cannot wait to talk about it because I feel like I've been talking about these books all year long, and I've been talking about, oh, I can't wait for October. Oh, I can't wait to read these books. Well, now the motherfucking time has come. Okay, so we are talking about all things spooky books, thrillers. We got some paranormal books. We got a little horror. We got a little isolated settings. Okay, we got a whole lot of gang shit going on. Okay, and I'm happy you're here to talk about it with me. So let's get into this video. Okay, so there's a couple of books that I've already, crossed off, you know what I'm saying, I started reading When the Wolf Comes Home last month. That was just kind of like my introduction into spooky season, okay? I ended September on some real spooky shit, and, I love that for me. Unfortunately, I wasn't the hugest fan of this book, When the Wolf Comes Home, because it was very slow at the midpoint. Like, it started off like real good. Like, soon as you start flipping through that thing, it was just like horror, crazy, bodies on the floor, just crazy. But as we get deeper into the plot and everything that's going on, I was just kind of like, this is cool, but it's not really doing what it needs to do. We just really have our main characters like getting to know each other, seeing what works and what doesn't work in this situation. And it was given very much Stranger Things. If you're a Stranger Things fan, then I think you would like this book because it gives that. I don't remember the synopsis. I don't feel like looking up the synopsis. Just know it's giving Stranger Things, and I don't want to say something that I shouldn't say. All I can say that I know is in the synopsis is that this lady is at her home minding her goddamn business. And outside of her home is a little boy. I don't know why these people, keep running into these crazy kids and, taking in the kids and all of the things. But the kid, he's distraught. She's like, okay, let me help you. And then from there, things just take a left turn into hell. Okay, so the book is a good book. It's just, it drags, and it's not very scary throughout the whole thing. It's just like the beginning is giving horror, the ending is giving horror, the middle is giving a little family drama, a little trauma, childhood trauma, a little thrill and suspense. But it was cool. I think I gave it like 3 stars, 3.5 maybe, if I was being generous, but I think I gave it 3. And so next on the list of things that I've already knocked off the list, I got into our book club pick of the month, which is called Triptych. Now, this is book 1 in the Will Trent series. If you guys are currently watching the Will Trent series on, I think it's ABC you can stream it or whatever, but it is now a show. And she wrote this back in, I want to say 2006, if I'm not mistaken. In the early 2000s she wrote this book, and I can say it was really good. So the setup is, you have this detective that is trying to figure out like what's going on and why a series of strange murders keep occurring. Like, there's a killer on the loose and he is leaving his signature on all these women, and it's a very demented and twisty ride, and it's a little perverted, you know, the things that are happening in this story. And also, you know, you have Karen Slaughter, who is a Caucasian woman. You know, she is doing her best to write these black characters, okay? Now, the book was amazing, okay? The book was good, but I have a pet peeve. One of my pet peeves is when Caucasian authors try to write black characters. Now, there is nothing wrong with having black characters in your book. I think that is great. But what goes wrong sometimes when authors write black characters, they try to take on our code switching lingo, and they try to break up the lingo and the language, so it's like the characters are speaking in broken English a little bit, you know, to try to make it more urban. And I don't like stuff like that, because I feel like that's how you envision all black people. I don't like that. I grew up in the hood. I don't think I talk like the average black person that these white people are writing in these books. Yeah, because we all don't talk the same. Now, can I code switch? Yes. If you take me there, I can take you back to Richmond, California. However, I would suggest you find something safer to do. So I don't like when Caucasian, I like saying that word, Caucasian. I don't like when Caucasian authors write black characters. And if you do decide to create black characters, just write and speak clearly. You don't have to, you do not have to try to code switch and create a black scent, or, you know, it just bothers me so much. I know I'm going on a little rant, but yeah, so yeah, these characters were living in the urban community, but like I said, not everybody who lives in those spaces speak like that. And I feel like as a white author, you don't have the right to try to depict us in a way where you don't even know, like, you've never lived, you don't know nothing about that life. Don't write about it. And if you do write about it, you can write in your own tone. You do not have to try to switch up your, just let the character speak. You don't have to break the English language up or none of that, because now you're pissing me off. So it was that pissed me off. And since the book is a bit older, there were some slurs, and not slurs, but words that we find offensive today that we didn't find offensive back then. They were used. That was another thing that was getting on my nerves. But I just had to keep telling myself, like, okay, you have to remember when this book was written. Just keep checking. It's okay. But yeah, the book was good. It had a lot of twists. The big reveal, I was not expecting it. Like, a lot of the times I was like, oh, oh my God. Like, so I would say check it out now. Am I going to continue on with the series? Probably not. I have commitment issues. I'm not like a series type of girl. Like, it will take a lot for me to continue on with the series. I kind of just like to stick my pinky toe in to see what the hype is about. And then once I see, I'm like, I can make a decision whether I want to continue on or go and part ways. A lot of times I just part ways. So yeah. I think I gave that book 4 stars. Like, I was going, when I tell you, I was ping ponging, like, oh, I want to give it 3. Oh, I want to give it 3.5. Like, oh, don't be a hater, just give it 4. So it's like, okay, so I gave it 4, but I was really like irritated because I'm like, why you got these black characters talking like this? Like, girl, you don't even know what's for real. Like, I was really mad. I was really mad, but yeah. So the book that I am currently reading right now, there are 2. Okay, let's just get this out the way. Right now, I am currently on chapter 2 of The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, and I got this much left. And this is how you know I really don't give a damn about this book, because I did a little dog ear. I got this much left. I am over it, honey. Ain't shit happened. All these pages I done read, ain't nothing happened. Everything that is in the synopsis, the lady goes to the cabin where the girl, okay. So there's this lady, because I'm getting annoyed because I'm ready for this book to be over. She is a fabulous painter, okay? Fabulous. She goes back to a cabin to be a scout leader, cabin leader. I don't know. She's watching kids, okay? This is the same cabin that she was at the age of 13, where her cabin mates disappear. And she ain't been right ever since, okay? That's the story. That's what's been happening in the story. You know, she's back at the cabin, like they said, the synopsis. She's fixated on the girls, kind of like what they said in the synopsis. It's not much happening. This is a very slow burn. And now this is why a lot of people say you cannot trust the motherfuckers on Goodreads, because why is this book sitting at a 4-star rating and ain't nothing happened? The only spooky thing is happening. Oh, I know I saw somebody in the window. Okay, was it like, is this a ghost story? Like, is somebody like watching you? Like, I'm telling y'all, I ain't 55% in, and ain't nothing happened. We reading diary entries, ain't shit happening in the diary entry. Like, so with that being said, I do have lock every door on my TBR list, but quite frankly, we might not get to that shit, because the way this book is like making me snooze to the point where I'm just like, we gotta wrap this shit up. I might not get to lock every door, because I'm not thinking, Mr. Riley, you might not be the author for me, because this is, but you know what? One thing I can respect is the fact that you keep trying. I give you that. I will give you that. That he gonna write. One thing about him, he don't give a damn what y'all say. He gonna write a book. It might not be the best, but he gonna write that hoe. Okay. So I am also doing a buddy read right now with Kim's Kindle Reads in Bookster. Kim and Amber, we decided to do a Advent Halloween novel. which is so cute. Now, one thing about Kim is going to find a good book. Okay, Kim is going to find the thrillers. Kim is going to put you on to the good series. Kim is going to find you something good to read. So I guess her and her sister came across this book, and she texted me and Amber and was like, hey, y'all want to read this with me? And we were like, girl, yeah, what? Of course. So we are reading the 31st Trick-or-Treater, and we are reading one chapter a day. It's day 7. I am still reading day 6. I'm still reading day 6. I think I got like 8 pages left, and then I'm gonna continue on to day 7. But it's been really good. So basically, about 30 kids go missing, right? October 1st, they gone. And then as the days, well, you know, they've been missing for a year, but then like as soon as like October comes back around, kids are just popping up. The kids that were missing are just popping up like, we're back, you know, with a message saying like, you know, something big is gonna happen on the 31st. So it's been a very suspenseful ride. The author is doing a very good job of telling the story slowly, but also giving enough suspense at the very end of each chapter that makes you want to read the next chapter. Like, Ben, you are doing a great job, Ben. So I know it's a little late in the game. It is the 7th. We are in the middle of the month, but if you want to go ahead and read 7 chapters of this just to catch yourself up, you know, you can do that too, or put it on your list for next year, or just hell, read it as a regular novel. But it is good. I am, maybe it's sitting at about maybe 4 stars. So let's see, what else am I reading this month? We're just gonna talk about the physical books, because I do have some books that I know I said I was gonna get to, but I'm not sure. Y'all, this job has just taken all my little reading time, you know. So I'm probably only gonna read about like maybe 8 to 10 books this month. I don't know. We're gonna find out. We'll see by the end of the month. But the 2 books that are not here physically with me is Brandon Massey's new book, Backwoods. I think that's going to be another buddy read between Kim and Amber and I. Last month we said we was going to read Parachutes by Takira Allen, and we never did. So this might be another book where we be like, yeah, let's buddy read this, and then we never get to it, because sometimes it get like that in the group chat, but it's okay. So Backwoods by Brandon Massey. It's a new thriller. I do not know the synopsis. You can look it up yourself. All I know is one thing about Brandon is that he is going to write a frustrating male character in Atlanta. Okay, that's his thing. Okay, that's his lane. He stays in his lane. So I just know the male main character is gonna piss me off. They're gonna be making a bunch of dumb decisions, but he's still a great writer, even though his characters be frustrated as hell. Also, I am planning to read Wonderland, which is kind of like Fantastic Land. It is about an abandoned amusement park or something like that. It's like a creepy amusement park. I talked about it before on this channel when I was going over some Kindle ebooks that we should probably get into. Or no, was it my Kindle picks out my next reads or something like that? I don't know, child. I put it on the screen. But we talked about Wonderland, and it sounded really good. So I was like, okay, since Fantasyland and Wonderland have the same idea, let's see how they compare. So Fantasyland is gonna be a buddy read with my Discord group, Raggedy Reads. This is what we're reading this month. Okay, and I can read the synopsis for you guys right now, but before I read Fantasyland, I am going to try to squeeze in Wonderland just so I can kind of compare the two and maybe make a little solo video about which one was the creepiest, or which one I love the most, or which one had the best plot, the best subplot, and all of the things, okay? But Fantasyland, it says, get ready for a struggle for survival in the unlikeliest of places. Prepare to visit Fantastic Land. Now, this is a book where my friend she keeps saying, you gotta get the audio. You gotta get the audio. But yeah, check Libby. If not, it is on Audible. But my friend's like, you gotta get the audio. It's so good. So I do have the audio. But yeah, so it says, since the 1970s, Fantastic Land has been the theme park where fun is guaranteed. But when a hurricane ravages the Florida coast and isolates the park, the employees find it anything but fun. 5 weeks later, the authorities who rescue the survivors encounter a scene of horror. Photos soon emerge online of heads on spikes outside of rides and human bones littering the gift shops, breaking records for hits, views, likes, clicks, and shares. How could a group of survivors, mostly teenagers, commit such horrible acts? Presented as a fact-finding investigation and a series of first-person interviews, Fantasyland pieces together the grisly series of events. So, yeah, basically a bunch of kids gonna be forming cliques and tribes and, you know, with their little spears and stuff and killing people for resources. It is going to be a time. My prediction is that this is going to be a 5-star read. Now, is it going to be super creepy? Like, what's the creep factor given? I don't think this is going to be like my scariest book of the month, but I do think that it is going to be one of my favorite books from the month. That's my prediction. I feel like I'm going to really enjoy this. As far as like the other books that I've talked about, the book that I'm reading right now, The Last Time I Lied, I feel like this is going to be the worst book I read this month. Like, that's my prediction for this book. Somebody on Goodreads said it don't get good to the end. I don't got time for that shit. What are we talking about? Okay, so next on the list, we have Boys in the Valley. Now, you guys saw me pick this up in Napa during my Napa vlog. I don't know if it was the horseback ride. I think it was the horseback riding vlog where you guys saw me pick this one up. But this is a paranormal horror. And I stuck my little pinky toe in it and I read the prologue. It's not labeled as a prologue, but it's like a, you know, a little introduction, a little, you know what I'm saying? And it was really good, very sad, okay? It gets into how our main character became an orphan and how he, you know, what took place the night that he lost his parents. Very sad opening. And then, you know, we get into present day of him being at the orphanage. So it says St. Vincent's Orphanage for Boys, 1905, in a remote valley in Pennsylvania. Here, under the watchful eyes of several priests, 32 boys work, learn, and worship. Peter Barlow, orphaned as a child by a gruesome murder, has made a new life here. As he approaches adulthood, he has friends, a future, a family. Then late one stormy night, a group of men arrive at their door, one of whom is badly wounded, occult symbols carved into his flesh, His death releases an ancient evil that spreads like sickness, infecting St. Vincent's and the children within. Soon boys begin acting differently, forming groups, taking sides. Others turn up dead. Now Peter and those dear to him must choose sides of their own, each of them knowing their lives and perhaps their eternal souls are at risk. This might be the scariest book I read this month. Now, this might be it. It's between this and the next book that I'm about to talk about. But you just think about it. Strange men show up at where you are resting your head, and then all of a sudden you just start seeing your friends just transform into like these evil people. Like they're getting sick and they're just transforming, and just a whole lot of crazy stuff is going on. And now you talking about you got to pick a side. Pick a side. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't want to pick nothing. I want to pick the bus stop. Where else we going? Get me out of here. Okay? So I do think this might be my scariest book that I'm going to read this year. Either this or The Troop by Nick Cutter. Now, I am so tired of talking about The Troop. I feel like I talk about this book so much. And I'm going to get into it, okay? Soon as I think the lineup that I have set is after I finish this little boring snooze fest, I'm going to probably get into this or this. Okay, y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know which one you think I should get into next after I finish The Last Time I Lied. Because by the time y'all see this, I'll be done. I'll be finishing up The Last Time I Lied and ready to get into these. Okay, so for The Troop, you have Scoutmaster Tim Riggs leads a troop of boys into the Canadian wilderness for a weekend camping trip, a tradition as comforting and reliable as a good ghost story around a roaring bonfire. But when an unexpected intruder stumbles upon their campsite, shockingly thin, disturbingly pale, and ferociously hungry, Tim and the boys are exposed to something far more frightening than any tale of terror, the human carrier of a bioengineered nightmare. A horror that spreads faster than fear, a harrowing struggle for survival with no escape from the elements, the infected or one another. So it seems like these two have the same theme, some type of infectious terror, some type of infectious disease is spreading through their area and infecting the boys, the troops, the boys. And it is going to be a fight for survivals for our main characters. Now, this one got a group of men showing up. This one is just an intruder showing up. I don't know. I feel like I'd be more scared of a group of men showing up with carvings in their skin versus some intruder. Like, is the intruder like what the intruder look like? It don't matter. Drop down in the comments. Let me know which one y'all think I should start with. Both of them sound crazy as hell. So I feel like these two for sure will be my favorite top books of the month, but also my scariest books for the month. And then we have The Jigsaw Man. You guys also saw me pick this up during my Napa vlog. I honestly don't think I'm going to get through this book. Look how thick she is. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now like, come on now. Now you know damn well you're not about to read this book this month. Okay, we might have to just go ahead and sit this one down. Yeah, but it's about a detective and she's called to a crime scene, and dismembered body parts from 2 victims have been found by the river. The whole way that the shit is set up with the bodies, it's very reminiscent of Peter Oliver, a notorious jigsaw killer, the notorious jigsaw killer, who has spent the past 2 years behind bars. When he learns that someone is copying his shit, he decides to take matters into his own hands, okay? And the body count just starts piling up, and the detective is faced with a whole new threat, okay? And now she's trying to catch the copycat killer before Oliver's mad ass finds a way to get to him first. He's like, look, you better hope they catch you before I do, because when I catch you, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Because why is you stealing my shit bar for bar? Now, this sounds so good, and I've heard nothing but good things. This is another book that Kim has put other people on too. So I'm trying to tell y'all, Kim is who you need to see if you need a good book read. So, yeah, I'm not reading that this month. The book is too damn big. I just know I'm not. And I'm not. Okay, so last on the list of books that I probably won't get to, but you know, yeah, I predict that I won't be reading Wrong Place, Wrong Time or The Jigsaw Man. I just predict that I'm not gonna get to them books. I don't know. Maybe I will. Who knows? But yeah. So this one, I'm tired of talking about this one too, because I just need to get this shit out the way. And what I'm feeling like a lot of these books that are sitting here with me are probably going to roll over into my November picks. And I probably won't even do a November TBR, because I'll be finishing a lot of these books. And then I'll also be finishing the 2 arcs that I have that you'll see me talking about in the next video this Saturday. So yeah, that's the whole thing. So what is this one about? Okay, so it says, can you stop a murder after it's already happened? Late October, after midnight, you're waiting up for your 18-year-old son. He's past curfew. Damn, he's 18 with a curfew. Crazy. Okay, so he's past curfew. As you watch from the window, he emerges and you realize he isn't alone. He's walking toward a man. He's armed. You can't believe it when you see him do it. Your funny, happy teenage son, he kills a stranger right there on the street outside of your house. You don't know who, you don't know why. You only know your son is now in custody. His future is shattered. That night you fall asleep in despair. All is lost until you wake up and it is yesterday. And then you wake up again and it is the day before yesterday. Every morning you wake up a day earlier, another day before the murder, with another chance to stop it. Somewhere in the past lies an answer, the trigger for this crime, and you don't have a choice but to find it. So I do want to read this, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have the time. So books that I know for sure I'm gonna get through this month. We're gonna try to finish this shit. We're gonna try to finish this shit today, because I'm sick of it. But really most likely tomorrow. And then we're gonna dive into these 2 next. So that's 3. So now we're at a total of 6. No, we're at a total of 5, because I already finished 2. So we got our 5 here. Okay, this advent calendar book is not gonna get finished till Halloween. And then Fantastic Land Discord read. So we are at 2, 4, 6, 7. We are at 7 books. I said I was gonna read like 9, and then I said I wanted to read Wonderland, so that's 8. And then I'm just not gonna read the Riley Sager book. I'm just not even gonna take the chances. And then there's another book that I hella want to read. It's called Gray After Dark, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, but I just know I probably won't read that. So I'll probably just get this out the way, and then we'll probably be taking the Jigsaw Man and Lock Every Door into November with us, and the books that I talked about months ago that I said I wanted to read that my Kindle picked out for me, I'll probably get into those next month too. Just because like I'm hearing great things about them and I want to actually get into them. So anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop down in the comments, let me know, have you read any of these things, any of these books? What have I gotten myself into? Did I pick out some good books to read this month? Have you read any of these books? Which ones do you think I should scrap? Which ones do you think I should start with next? And I will take all of that into consideration, friend. And I hope you are having an amazing week. And if you are not, buy yourself a little treat and kick your feet up and rub them together and just try to make the best of it, okay? Focus only on what you can control. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.